Over the course of the series, Ninjago has done an incredible job at world building, creating a world that is extremely immersive and truly feels like it's alive, despite being just a bunch of pixels on a screen. If you've never wanted to actually live in the Ninjago world, then I'm sorry, but I've got to revoke your Ninjago fan card. Trust me, I'm doing you a favor here, you can actually have a real life now. I don't think it's very hard to see why people would actually jump at the chance to live in the world of Ninjago, ignoring the fact there's a world-ending threat every 2 months. The world of Ninjago was full of these incredible locations that I would just love to jump right into and explore with my own 2 feet. Maybe not here though, running into a achievement character would genuinely give me a life-ending heart attack. Across the now merged Ninjago realm, you can find so many iconic locations. Who wouldn't want to live in a monastery, or check out the incredibly diverse area of the Crossroads? I wouldn't say no to getting food poisoning from the rebooted gas station. The various places we've seen across Ninjago have been burnt into my mind. I genuinely think I know the geography of Ninjago better than my own country. So why don't we put that to the test? But not with me, of course. I'm a total Ninjago genius that totally knows everything. Which sounds a lot sadder now that I'm hearing it out loud. So why don't we turn this into a fun little game? A game of Ninjago Geoguessr, because everything is better if you make it about Ninjago. I've gone and gathered 3 contestants that will be competing to see who's the biggest Ninjago genius, trying their best to figure out what Ninjago location is featured in the screenshots they'll be provided. This game of Ninjago Geoguessr will consist of 5 rounds, and with each round the difficulty will increase, round 1 of course being the easiest, whereas round 5 will be the hardest. Only true Ninjago fans will be able to get them all. For each round, the contestants will be able to use 3 hints, except for the first round. If you can't figure out the first round without a hint, you may want to choose another LEGO theme to obsess over. 2 of the hints will be audio based, whereas the final 3rd hint will be another more revealing photo of the location. With all of those details out of the way, why don't we now go ahead and meet our 3 contestants. Tommy Andresen didn't seem to get my email, so unfortunately he won't be joining us today.
Hello everyone, I'm Crofty783 and I have been invited to play Ninjago Geoguessr, which gives me an opportunity to really put this hyperfixation to use.
Hi everyone, I'm Daily Warlord. I'm a Ninjago YouTuber and I make videos discussing and theorizing about the Ninjago TV series.
Hello, my name's Caden on Ninjago and more. Firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to Nathan for inviting me to join in on this collaboration. I feel very privileged to be here. If you don't know me, which I assume is the case for most people here, then like I said, my name's Caden. Very nice to meet you. I make Ninjago videos here on YouTube, and I'm also very active over on Instagram.
As you can see, I've clearly gathered some of the best Ninjago content creators to compete in this little game of mine. But hopefully, none of them will actually be able to guess all the locations on their first try, as I have placed some really good money down on nobody getting a perfect game. I'm sure you're all just itching to see who might win this game in Ninjago Geoguessr, so without further ado, let us begin with round 1. Feel free to play along with the game at home. Starting the game off, we have this screenshot for round 1. You can clearly now see as to why I didn't bother giving out any hints for this one. Any self-respecting Ninjago fan should recognize this location in a heartbeat, and if not, then you might want to get checked for possible heart failure. I would genuinely be amazed if one of the contestants doesn't get this location on their first guess. It's probably extremely pointless, but let's see how the competitors got on with round 1.
So this first round has got to be the monastery, right? And looks like it could be one of the newer seasons. Yeah, I'm 100% sure this is the monastery.
So straight off the bat here, the first photo we have is the Dragon's Rising Monastery.
Okay, yeah, this is clearly the monastery. From the lighting and whatnot, I'm guessing this is the Dragon's Rising Monastery. Not too much to say about it here. I do really like the look of it in Dragon's Rising, but yeah, very clearly Dragon's Rising Monastery.
Surprising absolutely nobody, every single contestant easily figured out the first location. I would have had serious regrets if they didn't. The monastery is no doubt the most iconic location from this series, so I just had to choose it for the easiest round of the game. This round really just serves as a warm-up / introduction for our contestants, making sure that their heads are truly in the game before the real challenge begins. So with the easiest round 1 imaginable done with, let's see how the rest of the game will go now that the difficulty will begin to ramp up from here on out. Feast your eyes on the screenshot for round 2. Can you figure it out from this first look? Let's see how our contestants got on with this round. Will it be as easy for them as round 1?
This is... I'm guessing this is the Underworld, my first guess. I think this is the Ferris wheel that the ninja create with the Tornado of Creation. I love the scene where they use the Tornado of Creation, and I've actually been rewatching it quite a lot lately, so that is kind of why I instantly knew. But I think this is a pretty easy one. The bones here, the fire, the lava in the background, that is kind of a giveaway.
This one's a little more tricky, but it looks to me like this is the Ferris wheel from the underworld, the one that Ninja built using the tornado of creation. You can kind of see that car, I guess, with the skeletons inside. Yeah, I think this is the underworld, or more specifically, it's the Ferris wheel.
The next shot we have here is one of the underworld from the first 5 seasons. I'm pretty sure what we have here is the Ferris wheel that the ninja used the tornado of creation to make at the end of the pilots. So I'm thinking this is either from the 2011 mini-movies or from the brief underworld cameo in season 5.
Were you able to properly guess the underworld for round 2? Just like the monastery, the underworld first appeared in the pilots, which makes this location one of Ninjago's oldest and of course one of the most iconic locations visited in the series. I think that round 3 is when this game really gets a bit challenging. Just take a look at this round screenshot. Could you guess this location in your first try? I doubt it. But what about our contestants?
This is... Ooh, how peculiar. There's a pan there. The pan looks kind of rusty. I don't know if that's just the quality of the image though. We have a gas canister there. And then... God, I have no idea what that is. Is it a door? Maybe a terrible window? I have no idea.
Oh, this one is much more difficult. I'm honestly not even sure where to begin with. It looks like it could be maybe some sort of abandoned area that the ninja visited. Honestly, I'm not really sure. There's just nothing really in this image that stands out or makes it easy to identify. Like with the previous 2 rounds,
I can't even make a guess here because I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at. Let's listen to the first hint for round 3.
This location appears in season 2.
That narrows it down quite a bit, but I'm not sure which half of season 2 we're talking about. I could see this maybe being some sort of location from the Dark Island, but honestly probably not.
Okay, there's quite a lot of filler from season 2. My mind immediately goes to Dareth's dojo. We've got the Dark Island stuff. We've got, I don't know, maybe the bounty? I honestly, oh, maybe the prison that Scales gets locked up in? I don't think we see the inside of there, though.
Perhaps this is somewhere inside that episode where the ninja get trapped inside Darkly's school. Maybe it's one of those passageways. But again, I honestly have no idea. So let's take a look and listen to this next hint.
If you need a rest, this is a good place to go.
This is a good place to go for a rest. Right, my mind is in two different worlds. I'm thinking my lead guess here is the room on the Dark Island where Garmadon and Misako have a heart-to-heart and Garmadon takes his hat off. For some reason, I'm just drawn to that. I think maybe the colour scheme, the dark and dingy colour scheme, is kind of making me think of that room. But I just don't know why Garmadon would have a frying pan hanging from his walls. So that kind of leads on to my second guess. I think it's at the start of the season where the ninja are house hunting. Maybe it's from one of the houses they check out, but I don't remember many of the houses. I know they have that really fancy penthouse where Scales takes Lloyd, but this definitely isn't there. Oh, they end up staying in like a cheap little apartment room, don't they? Could it be from there? I don't know, because is that a good place for a rest? I mean, I guess it kind of is, because there's a bed there, but I don't know. I'm thinking it's either the cheap apartment where the ninja end up staying in, or it is the room in which Garmadon stays in the Dark Island. Because that makes sense as well. I think, Garmadon rests there, there's a bed there. So I think so far with the clues, it could be either of those two.
That's got to be some sort of catchphrase or slogan from the episode. And yeah, I feel like this is from season 2's first half for sure. But honestly, a lot of these episodes I just don't quite remember all that well. So I'm kind of at a dead end here. And yeah, let's take a look at this final hint. Yeah, I think I know this one now. This is the scene where Kai is trading with Lloyd, and Kai has these oven mitts on. So this is that really trashy apartment that the ninja rent out in season 2. Pretty sure that's it.
And oh, okay, yeah, this picture of Kai with the oven gloves confirms that. I think it confirms that my first guess was right. I think this is no, not my first guess. I think this was my second guess. That this is the room where the ninja train Lloyd in season 2 when they can't afford the good apartment. But yeah, this is very clearly the cheap apartment from season 2.
The next shot we have here did throw me for a loop for a second, but I'm pretty sure this is the ninja's terrible apartment from season 2. I want to say I recognize the pan, and it's just kind of generally dingy and terrible, and the only really dingy and terrible place I can think of is that apartment. So I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with that.
I thought that I was being very sneaky this round by picking such a forgettable Ninjago location, such as the ninja's apartment that was only ever in like 2 episodes of season 2. But I guess I wasn't sneaky enough. Round 4 might be even sneakier, being this very small glimpse of the location featured in Dragon's Rising. How in the world are you supposed to guess where this is with such an unrevealing look? Maybe our contestants are good enough to figure it out.
So round number 4, this one is from Dragon's Rising. You can tell because Wildfire's head is in the bottom left corner of this image. And you can also see Kai's.
Have a forest with Wildfire and Kai in what looks like his Season 1 Dragon's Rising outfit. I'm assuming then that this is Heatwave. It might not be, of course, but I don't know what other dragon Wildfire rides. It could be his climber outfit, though, and maybe they're going to see Rontu, an eagle. No, I'm going to stick with my gut, and I'm going to say that this is from Season 1. So, Kai and Wildfire on Heatwave. I have 2 ideas again. I think that this could be either when the ninja go and find the Temple of the Dragon Energy Cores and speak to the spirit of the temple, or it could maybe be when the three ninja teams split up and they each try and find their own Dragon Core. So far, I'm not sure whatsoever which one it could be, so hopefully the first clue will give me a bit of help.
This location appears in Dragon's Rising.
Not much help there. The location appears in Dragon's Rising. Yep, I kind of already knew that. So I guess all I can really do is listen to hint number 2.
The colour green is a core component of this location.
Okay, the colour green is a core component. Okay, is that talking about the trees, or is it talking about the spirit of the temple who tells the ninja where the Dragon Cores are? Because that guy has a minifig, and the minifig has green arms and a green head. So, that's not really a core component of the location, though, is it? So I'm leaning more towards the idea of this being where the core skeleton people have an argument with Wildfire and Kai because Wildfire takes their gems. But I'm not too sure because I can't remember how much green is in that scene. I don't really remember much green, but maybe the third hint here will give us a bit of help. And okay, yeah, here we can see one of the core skeletons, so that means my guess of the forest where Wildfire takes the gems was correct.
The next shot we have here is of the forest where the Bone Warriors live in Dragon's Rising Season 1 Part 2. You can see Kai, Wildfire, and Heatwave in the corner of the shot there, and that's kind of what gave it away. If not for them, I probably would have had a lot more difficulties guessing where this is.
And I've edited some footage with this scene. I'm pretty sure this is that forest where Kai and Wildfire get trapped by the green skeletons. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in saying that this is that forest with the green skeletons.
I was extremely close to making this round even harder by cropping out the small look at Kai, Wildfire and Heatwave, but I thought that might have been way too unfair. As without those characters in the bottom of the screenshot, there's literally nothing that gives away this location as the Bone Warriors Forest. It just looks like any other jungle setting. And so now it's time for the final round of the game, Round 5. Right on the screen now is the final screenshot our contestants will have a go at figuring out. Will you be able to find out the answer before our 3 Ninjago geniuses?
What on earth am I looking at?
And for this last round, this first image is super not helpful, but it's some sort of cave. My initial guesses are maybe it's a cave from Season 13. That season was set entirely underground, so maybe this is one of the mines, or perhaps the homes of the monster geckos.
What? So, there's a blue floor, there's what looks to be maybe a metal door, and then some rocks. God, I know the Island of the Keepers has blue sand, but I really don't think this is the Island of the Keepers, because why would they have a big metal door?
I'm also thinking this could possibly be the Caves of Despair from Season 5, but this first image definitely isn't enough for me, so let's listen to this hint.
This location appeared in Season 13, Master of the Mountain.
Okay, so that is a big help. This is from Season 13, Master of the Mountain. That immediately, of course, kind of tells me that this is from the Mines of Shintaro, but I can't think of anywhere in the Mines of Shintaro that, is a key location. Let me try and think of locations under Shintaro. So there's the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon, where the Geckos and the Munts have to mine. There's the Strong Cave, where the Geckos and the Munts team up for the first time. There's the arena where Nia fights Murtessa to become the Queen of the Months. I don't know. I know it's not the Skull Sorcerer's dungeon because there's a lot of lava there, so I don't think the lighting would be blue.
So it seems like I was on the right track in thinking that it was season 13, but I think the colors will honestly reveal a lot here. Based on the colors, if I recall correctly, the Months Cave has more of those brown and green colors, so I'm gonna say it's not that. I do think that this could potentially be the Geckos Cave, or maybe it could also be the cave that Cole falls all the way down to where the lowly are. It's also probably not the Earth Temple, but maybe I'm thinking too specifically. Maybe this is just the big mines located right below the palace. But I still don't know enough, so let's listen to this next hint.
Decisions around here might be made very slowly.
Decisions around here might be made very slowly. My first thought with that is maybe how the Geckos, when they're electing or when their chancellor makes a decision, they throw stones at them. But I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a weird way to word the clue if that's what it's talking about.
I got it. This is the Gekko stronghold from Master of the Mountain. I recognize the big door. There's not all that many cave locations in Ninjago, especially in World Brain, and I'm pretty sure this is a shot animated by World Brain. And I know the only cave location that has a big giant metal door is that stronghold from the Darkest Hour.
Oh, maybe with the blue lighting? You know, the place where the Geckos are scraping the blue stuff off the ceiling and they're singing a song about Cole's mum? Maybe this photo is from that place because, you know, the blue glowing stuff on the ceiling, there's blue light in here.
But at this point, it's definitely the Gekko Cave. Given that this hint refers to the snails racing, I'm going to go ahead and lock in my guess here. I'm going to say that this is the Gekko Cave from season 13.
Let's take a look at the final clue here. So we can see that does look like a metal door. That looks like a blue crystal. Oh! Decisions are made slowly. Is this is my guess. I think this is when the Geckos and Zane have to make a decision. They have that snail race, and then Zane cheats by making the track covered in ice, and then he like blows a gust of wind to move the snail. I think that's what this is. This banner here kind of looks a little bit like a slug with the eyes coming off. I don't know if that's intentional, but that kind of immediately reminded me of a slug. And then that kind of, you know, slugs, Master of the Mountain, this is kind of the first scene that you think of. So yeah, my prediction with this one is that it is the mines under Shintaro where Zane and the Geckos have to race their snails.
With this location being revealed as the Gekko Strong Cave, our wonderful little game of Ninjago Geoguessr comes to an end. How well did you all do? Were you able to correctly guess each location? Of course, a huge thank you to our 3 fantastic contestants, as without them, this game would not have been impossible. Links to check out their own channels and content will be in the description below, and I highly suggest you pay them all a visit for some fantastic videos. Doing this game of Ninjago Geoguessr now has me thinking about what Ninjago location is my favourite from this series, and I think I finally figured out the answer. But first, what's your favourite Ninjago location? Mine's the gas station.